Hi, Mark.
Michael,
Hey, Mark, how are you?
can't hear you yet. Hang on. Let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Maybe on my side. Give me a second. It says you're muted.
Yeah, I just unmuted.
Let me take the speaker out. I'm going to try something else. Yep, can hear you now. I think it's this thing. I got a microphone connected. So, hey, Khosrow, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. We got Michael out here. I think we might have one or two more. Just give it a second.
Sure. How you doing, Michael?
Good, how are you?
How you guys doing today? How's the weather in your area?
Phenomenal here, really.
Always there.
And we get our cold right now, so it's nice though. I prefer it because it's always so hot here. So 66 actually feels like fall. It's nice.
Yeah, there's probably about 40 something today, but it's just that it was all overcast, so it was like kind of gloomy. But all right, here's Mark. Let's see. Hey, Mark.
Good morning. Hey, guys.
We got Michael and Khosrow on the line. We'll do a round of introductions in a moment. Waiting for one other person. Give it like 30 more seconds and then we'll jump in. Yeah, they said we might break a new record here for not getting the first snow in Denver until like mid-November. It's usually comes in October, so yeah. It's been I don't know if it's going to be the new normal or what. Okay, here comes Ross. Cool. Always takes so long to connect on these things. Hey Ross, are you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Okay, so we've got Michael, Mark, Khosrow on the line. Let's start just down there. I've got Khosrow, Michael, Mark, and Ross. So let's go in that order and just give me obviously your name, but it's on the screen. But tell me more about where you are in your career search, what you're doing right now, and just where you live, and just a little bit more about you. So Khosrow.
Career switch wise, I would say I'm at the beginning, just figuring out what kind of industry I want to go in and then taking it from there. I live in Los Angeles currently, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool.
All right, Michael.
I'm also in California, just outside Los Angeles. I've been running a company, an auction company, for the last 5 or 6 years, and been with it 10 years, and just looking to change into something else that I, have a passion for and enjoy.
Mark.
Some similarities here. I see you guys, not in LA, but just south. I'm in, excuse me, in Orange County. Pretty much around the beginning of the search as well. Going through some of the discovery work and really identifying some specific industries. I've got a few in mind, but want to do some more complete work there. In manufacturing at the moment, got into this last year after being in aerospace for about 13 years, military before that. I say aerospace was really in-flight entertainment. If you fly on a plane and you see a seatback screen, that was what we really focused on. But yeah, at the beginning of trying to see what's really the best fit.
Cool. Ross.
I'm Ross. I live in Los Angeles. I've been on the job search for a couple of months now. So my background's in marketing and nonprofit, and I'm starting the new discovery phase with Mark just last week or so. So I'm new to this process.
All right, guys. So this is gonna be fun. I will tell you, this is the first group call I've hosted. So cut me a little slack here. I'm moving to this new model where I think there's some synergies in the group calls and helping each other and seeing what other people are working on and get some questions that I might not have thought of, we might not have thought of one-on-one. And it's really a support session, right? It's kind of like, come up with your questions here, help other people, listen to what's going on, ask your questions, don't be afraid to get vulnerable and ask the stuff you need to ask. And, if you get stuck or anything else, this is where, bring it on, right? That's what this is about. I do have something prepared for the next 5 calls in terms of really getting clarity around where you're going next, right? And so I'm going to share my screen with you now. Share screen. Here we go. All right. So tell me if you guys can see this.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to walk through this. There's going to be an exercise for us to do today, which is to start building your purpose statement, right? And figuring out like what that is, because it's the overarching direction of where you want to go. And when you know this, it kind of really informs a lot of your decisions. And I'll work you through what I'm talking about in a second. So I want to first start with the definitions of what these things are, because people get purpose and passion and values and vision and mission and goals all confused, right? And they think kind of they're all one and the same thing, and they're not, right? So I want to go through the definitions first. And then we're going to start working on your own purpose statement. And you won't get it done today, but we're going to get down the road, and I'll help you individually or, in these sessions to get clear on what that is. And again, why that's important is because it really provides a North Star for all of your decision making. You say, you know what, this is why I'm here. And when you know that, it's really, really empowering, because it helps you to really feel like secure and confident I'm going in the right direction. So what is purpose? It is the big why, right? It is the overarching umbrella term that we define, like your raison d'etre. It's like, why are you here, right? And it provides you with a sense of meaning and guides your life and career decisions, help you shape your vision, your passions, your missions, all that other stuff. So it's kind of like the top tier, right? All this other stuff kind of falls below it. So your passions are what fuel your the fuel for the purpose. It's like, my passion is to help younger male professionals get on their path, right? That's a passion. It's not my purpose. My purpose is something grander, and I'll show you what that is later on. And it's a sense of energy for something. It's like what you're driven by. And it may be derived from achievement, for a search for meaning, compassion, or contribution, creativity of some portion, just be playing or enjoying, right? You have a passion for something. You have passion for baseball, you have passion for whatever else like that. So again, it's not your purpose, but it's a fuel that drives you towards your purpose. Your values, you might have a good idea of what those are. These are keeping your passion moving and productive towards fulfilling that sense of who you are. They're essential truths because their worth to you is unquestioned, right? You say maybe integrity is a value of yours, or maybe I ask you guys, kind of what your values are? Throw some words out there that are values. Yeah, you guys have no values? Jesus. You're going to prison.
You've got some others here: empathy and respect, leadership. Yeah. Those are all great examples. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Anybody else know what your values are?
Sustainability.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
I would go for respect as well, but just empathy and respect.
Nice.
I think those ones there are kind of the big ones. Yeah, empathy, compassion,
cool.
Leadership.
Well, maybe you guys all have the same value. Maybe we'll show all the same purpose too. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be easy. It's like, all right, this is my purpose statement. These are my other guys that have that too. All right, so your vision is where you want to go, right? It's kind of captures your heart and mind. It takes you to the future point. It's like you're here now, and envisioning, that's the word, is I can vision something, I can see it. And it's what you want to have, do, and be. And I know I've worked on some of this with you guys, to have a vision statement. And we want to make sure that's aligned to everything else in this, to your passions, your values, your purpose. And it is what your ideal self and your ideal world will look like in terms of what you want to do, be, and have, right? So it is the desire to getting from one place to the other. And again, this is going to be a future session that we're going to get the vision statement. But I just want to let you know that this is all part of what we work on for the clarity. And then the goals are the stated results or the specific aims to which your effort is directed. I have a goal of helping 100 people find their purpose this year, right? So that is a stated goal. My vision is to be a great career coach who helps people. My values are integrity, respect, persuasion, so sustainability. My passion is for helping young professionals to really find who they are. And I'll tell you my purpose later, because I want to keep that one under wraps for now. All right, so the purpose statement is something that defines who you are, and marks where you want to, the mark you want to leave on the world, right? And it provides clarity, reflects your commitment to your goals, and it anchors you in the direction, in the way you want your story to go. So a couple of quotes. Mark Twain says the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out your why. And passion is all about your why. Washington Irving said, great minds have purposes, others have wishes. So instead of just, wishy-washy going through life and letting fate determine your direction, you get to choose the game and the story. And more recently, Jack Canfield said, what is the why behind everything you do? When you know this in life or design, it is very empowering, and the path is clear. It just clarifies things. So when you start to look at different professions, different roles, different organizations, you say, does this align with all of these other things? This is your purpose, your values, your goals, all that stuff. So questions? Well, good so far? Any
Okay,
questions?
so-
Pretty straightforward.
Cool. All right, so everybody's understanding. And again, raise your hand or just stop me, and we'll come back to where you need to get some more clarity on this stuff. So let me, oops, hang on a second. Wanna put this in presentation mode so you can see better. So I want you, now we're gonna take like, let's say 5 minutes. And I want you to take 5 questions. Just pick 5 of these that you want to answer. Take a pen and paper or put it on a computer or something else like that. And I want you to just answer them. First thing that comes to mind. Like, don't overthink this. It's like, what makes you forget to eat? If you had the world's attention for 15 minutes, what message would you deliver? Looking back from your deathbed, what would you like your legacy to have been? If you didn't have a job, how would you choose to fill those hours today? Let's say you were independently wealthy. What would you be doing? What issues do you hold close to your heart? What are you willing to struggle for? What would you do if you never had to earn another dollar? What does success mean to you? What contributions do you want to make to the world? What makes you angry? And then look at the opposite. Like, what do you want to cure? How do you want to be remembered? And you'll see that the theme is similar to these, and it's getting to like, what do you hold important, right? And what is meaningful for you? So I want you to take the next 5 minutes. Let's see what time it is. I want you to pick 5 and write something down for each of these. There's 9:12. We'll be back. Let's say 9:18. Well, it's actually 8:18 for you guys. As I'm doing this exercise myself, I might say that number 10 is a good one to work on because it seems like it's easy to identify what pisses you off. You know, it's like, okay, this is what I would like to do something about in the world, you know? Give it about another minute. And if you have on your list, like helping others, get more specific about that as well, if you can. All right. Need another minute? You guys good? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Thumbs down if you want another minute. Michael, okay, good. All right. Who wants to volunteer to go first with some of their answers?
I can go first.
Awesome, Kaiser. Love it.
So for my first question, I did, what does success mean to you?
Uh-huh.
I said happiness, being comfortable, and being comfortable enough to help the people around me that need it.
Mhm.
Or not even need it, just being kind and helping others. For the second one,
Yeah, keep going.
for the second one, I did hold on, I forgot which one I did. Okay.
Don't worry about it. Just it doesn't really matter what the question was. Just what was your answer?
So if you had the world's attention, I said I would, spread the message, be kind to one another. Like it's life's too short to make others feel worthless or feel like they're worth than someone else.
Mhm.
And then I also did what a success. No. What are you willing to struggle for? I said my parents and their happiness, making sure they're comfortable, making sure like they're all good. And then that, yeah, or family, parents and family, because that's the most important thing to me. And I did, what would you do if you never had to earn another dollar? It would be volunteer work and, helping the less fortunate, traveling to other countries,
Mhm.
and just doing charitable work and volunteering.
Cool. What else?
Those are the 5.
Okay, excellent. Now, I will tell you, a lot of these are passions. So I want you to go back through, and as you hear some of the other answers, I want you to see if you can refine a little bit. Like you have a passion for making sure people are comfortable, that you want to help your parents. It's like that's an energy you have that you want to. And so, were you put on this earth to help your parents? Might be part of it. That's part of your passion, right? So what is the bigger overarching goal? Like what are you doing for them that's helping them? And just think through that a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything come to mind?
For me?
Yeah. Just top
on
of mind.
helping them financially.
Okay. I'm just taking some notes.
And helping them financially and just making them feel proud of their children.
And why is that important to you?
I guess, well, in our culture, that's the most important thing, because when they moved from Iran, they moved so their kids can have a better future. So it's only right for you to pay them back in that regard.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Michael, you want to go?
Sure. So I did 4. If you didn't have a job, I would just choose to fill those hours. Said, watching, following, analyzing sports, not just really sitting on the couch watching a game, but kind of, taking that to heart and like a deeper understanding of things. Yeah. What are you willing to struggle for? Similar to Kazra, I say, family, your people close to you, and finding that, I guess, finding the passion or something that does want to drive you forward.
Mm-hmm.
Success mean to you? Comfort and providing for my family, but also meaning something to others, whether it's just your family or the people around you, people you've worked with, just having some sort of benefiting those others' lives, not necessarily from a charity standpoint, but just the people you do work with and interact with. 10, what makes you angry? I said anger. It's the world today it's a lot of social media filled, and there's a lot of just rage and hate over every little thing, attacking everything down to the minimum. There's no black and white in understanding people what you do. It's either someone else is wrong because you think of one way, or vice versa. And that really drives me crazy when you start to see things, whether you agree or not that something was wrong, the rage that really comes at that person to the feeling that you aren't allowed to make a mistake anymore, or make any sort of thing that could be perceived as different. And then how do I want to be remembered?
Stop it. Hold on. What's the antidote? If you could create the antidote and give it to everybody, what would it be?
Isn't that the big question?
Yeah, exactly. Go for it.
Stop taking everything so seriously.
Okay.
There's an understanding of people, and not everything's black and white. I don't know how you do that, but there's some way that people see that it's not all about this is it, this is right, that's it.
Okay, so it could be education, could be enlightenment, could be like something like like that, right? So how you would change that? Okay.
Yeah. And then how do I want to be remembered? Empathetic leader, helping others, someone that people can come to, and leading, putting a good example out there to lead by.
Good. Awesome. Cool. All right, Mark.
All right. Well, I think first, Kazra, I'm a little jealous. I don't even like my parents, so kidding. I like them, but that's awesome. Okay, so I did number one. What makes you forget to eat? I tried to go maybe grab some of these maybe others wouldn't have focused on, but a couple reasons. So one, positively, when I get in a groove, during work, when I'm really humming and I'm really sorting through some things, it's all I'm focused on. And before I know it, the day's over. I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten yet. I should probably grab a bite to eat. On the flip side of that, also when I'm stressed and working or doing whatever else, the whole day will go by and I realize, again, still haven't eaten. So I've run into a bit of that lately, actually. And I laugh. Sometimes it's good. You shed a couple LBs, but it's not healthy. You don't want to be doing that. So that's how that happens for me. The second one was 3. Looking back from your deathbed, I put, I want my family to know that they were first. I want them to know that, and I want people to know that I have seen that I made them first, so that and that they're happy, they're accomplished, they're secure, and that they're loved too. So I've got 3 daughters, in addition to my wife, and they're my world. So 4, if you didn't have a job, how would you choose to fill those hours? I've shared this with Mark in the past. So digital design, it's kind of nothing more than a hobby at the moment, and not even one I'm spending much time on, but I really do enjoy learning those tools and being creative and putting some ideas down. And also home improvement, just there's always something that needs to be done around the house. Maybe a little bit of business development. I'm learning as I'm going through some of the projects that I've worked on in my own career that I'm not bad at that, and I kind of enjoy doing it. And Michael, you'd also mentioned sports, so really diving in and kind of getting a solid understanding. I've got some interesting project I worked on. Maybe we can touch base offline about that. I can walk you through it, but it was kind of interesting. Next was 10. So what makes you angry? Disorganized lack of processes specifically at work, but that also are disguised as efficiency. People will kind of come across, whether it's a boss or a coworker, and they will kind of glide through the office back when we were in an office as if they have all of the answers, and they're looked at and viewed in a certain way of, oh, that's a real go-getter. But then when you sit down and you start working with them, you realize they don't know what they're talking about. Or conversely, if you're given a project that the expectation is just you'll find a way to do it. And as I've gone through experiences like that, what I've realized is, sure, that's a way, but had we defined the process and who to turn to and what that should look like and what success looks like at the beginning of this, we could have just saved 3-4 months of time, and kind of teaching the fish rather than just figure it out. And so then my last one, 11, how do you want to be remembered? Someone who loved and lived fully. I know it sounds kind of like a Hallmark card, but it's true. Respected by those who knew me, and also someone who found their calling, and as a provider. So to my family and friends, being resources, time, education, mentorship, all of those things that kind of get packaged in.
Good. Cool, man. This is good. All right, and then I'll just remind as we're going through these, like, if you could drive deeper into that why, do so as you're thinking, listen to other people and think through this some more. It's like, okay, is this the bottom level core why, like what it's all about, or can you go deeper? So just is there another why beneath that? So just keep thinking about that. All right, Ross, you're up, man.
Sure. So for number 4, if you didn't have a job, what would you fill those hours with? I would be doing landscape design, gardening, and then also volunteering for organizations that assist animals in some way.
Mhm.
Number 7, what would you do if you didn't have to earn a dollar? Again, I'd probably be around doing design of some sort, whether it's interior, landscape, or even fashion. I did launch a fashion line a couple of years ago, and I have a kind of a knack for taking spaces and creating a beautiful living space. So maybe even flipping homes.
Mm.
As far as 8, success, for me, it means being successful financially and happy and proud of my career path, and also making an impact in my local community. Issues that are close to me, revamping the tax code to end loopholes for corporations to not pay their fair share, so they will pay their fair share. Human rights, women's rights, and also worker protections. As far as what makes me angry, people that are demeaning towards me. And so I think one way I could deal with that would be kind of take a step back and review the situation. Maybe I could have presented myself better or articulated myself better, perhaps. So that's it.
Cool, man. Awesome. And then, yeah, again, so if you're saying like you want to, for example, like impact your local community, what would you do? Why would you do it? So as we're going through this some more in the next iteration, again, what's the underlying why? What feeds your soul about that?
Mhm.
Cool. Awesome, guys. This is great. Any comments on your own or other people's right now? Okay, you guys did great. I mean, this is fantastic first round stuff. So I like it. All right, so where we're gonna go now? All right, so your professional purpose. You might have seen this on my website or some other stuff I've had. This is kind of the way I get to purpose. It's like, what do you love doing? What do you do well? What does the world need? And what can you get paid for? And you might have seen this elsewhere. You know, this is not an original thought here. I just changed some stuff around. There's some stuff in these sub overlaps. You know, if you only do what you love and what the world needs, it's kind of like your mission. What you love and what you do well, that's your passion. So like, you really want to be balanced to make sure that you have all of these 4 things captured. What your professional purpose is. And we can, you know, we're talking higher purpose for everything, but like if we're going to say professionally, what's my purpose? What's the value I add? These 4 things are what you have to make sure you have in any given endeavor, right? Because if you're doing all the stuff that you love and you do well and the world needs it, but you're not getting paid well for it, it's charity, right? So you need that too. So just to keep that in mind. All right, so step 2, we're gonna try and glean out these words that you've written down and put together some sort of initial purpose statement. So we want to find the words that reflect positive action. So instead of saying what you want to avoid, choose positive words. Say, you know, I don't want this. It's like, no, we want to say this is what you do want, and this is what you're after. This is what's important to you. And then you want to write in the present tense, not I will. This is I am, or this is right now, to kind of focus your intention on what your life is all about, right? And this is the personal mark you want to leave behind. So stated as I am, I do, and not I will. All right, so after we get it done, we're gonna, you know, after this call, we want to go back and revise it. So consider this to be a work in progress, right? So it's not like we're gonna get this down, you're gonna know your purpose right now. You might, but the fact of the matter is it takes some evolutionary process to bang on it a little bit, maybe share it with some really close loved ones, get some feedback, that kind of stuff. And then just take time to edit it, you know, and find better words, like pluck out a word and put a new word in. You know, I'm still evolving mine, and I'll show it to you in a second, but it's getting closer. All right. So let's say address who I am, what I do, who I do it for, what do they want or need, and how are they changed because of it. So don't overanalyze, don't overthink, you know, don't freeze, get frozen in the process of like, oh my gosh, this is right. Or so just like write something and we'll edit later, okay? So here are some samples so you can get an idea of what this could look like. Here's mine. I lead people through darkness into their personal truths by teaching them to connect with their higher selves so they can live life with more ease and flow. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. And so basically, it talks about me being a teacher, right? And helping other people to connect to their truths so that they can really live a life that's just in flow. You know, when you're in flow, you're feeling good and you're positive and you're making changes you need to make and doing everything that feels good. Another one is I serve as visionary leader and apply ethical principles in management to make a significant difference in the world. Or my purpose is to build a bridge of understanding and be a power of integrity to others as a speaker, writer, and entrepreneur. And it goes on. And you can go, Google this and say purpose statements and find other examples, but I thought I'd give you 3. So I'm going to give you another 5 minutes now to try and massage this into a sentence or 2. So take what you've written, cause your happiness and being comfortable and helping others and kindness and making your parents comfortable. And Michael, the sports and providing comfort as well. Comfort is a big one for all you guys. So it's like a lot of comfort in helping others, which is not unusual. I truly believe that we are hardwired to help other people. In fact, that's the one thing that all of my clients, bar none, have said. I want to help other people. Question is, how do you want to help them? Right? That's the key here. It's like, how do you want to help the world? How do you want to help something else, the planet, the animal kingdom, the environment, other people? Like, what are you going to do where you're feeling like, yes, this is why I was here, why I'm here? Because once you have that why, again, everything kind of is easier to figure out. So, Mark, family first, digital design, definition of processes and helping loved ones and the more fully, Ross, landscape design, assisting animals, impact on local community, making things fair and just. I see a lot of justice in there. Just like you have a really good sense of justice. I like to focus on that. And if you guys need more help, I think after this, what we'll do is we'll just kind of comment on each other and say, here's the patterns and themes that I hear in what you're saying. And it might be helping each other to kind of synergize. All right, so let's give it 5 minutes. Back at 8:41, and just see if we can take your words and put together a sentence or 2. Up here.
Quick question mark.
Yes.
The very end of side on the left side. How are they changed? What can you clarify they? What is they?
All right. So if you go to, let me get back down there. Whoops. Back up. Hang on. I'm having trouble here. I think I got something else open here. There it is. All right. So take the first one. So that they can live life with more ease and flow. That's how they're affected. That's how I'm affecting them, right? So that's an example. And this person, the next one said, make a significant difference in the world. Could be a little more specific, like what difference? And so this one, the third one is my purpose to build a bridge. So they're getting more understanding. So it's like, how is the group or the target of your effort going to be effective? What are they going to benefit from?
Thought so. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Mark,
Yes.
is it possible for you to go back to that slide that you were just talking about, the 3 examples? Thank you.
Give it like 1 more minute.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Some
I
sort
feel
of,
like I need a week.
we're just writing some stuff down, and gonna massage it outside of this. I just want to give you some instruction on going forth, and as you're noodling on this in the shower, taking a drive, walking the dog, like, oh, this is a word, right?
I think at the beginning when we all first were introducing ourselves, you guys had mentioned that you're really early on in this process. And probably it sounds like I might be a few weeks ahead of some. Mark, you would know, but
Yeah.
I can mention the challenge that I've seen really so far that is figuring out the purpose statement, the value proposition statement. I've got some iterations of it, but that's really taking some creative thinking.
Yes, I see that now.
If you want to get the right answers, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
come up with something that will work, but to really do the necessary work, it takes time.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that input. And this is not something you do in an hour, right? It is just giving you the parameters to start thinking about this a little bit more, because it really does empower you if you know this. If you know your why, it's coming back to Mark Twain. It's one of the 2 most important days of your life when you figure out, like, oh yeah, that's why I'm here. And then it stops the mind from going, like, that underlying question, why the hell am I here? What am I doing here? What purpose do I serve?
Well, that's why we're working with you, right? We haven't answered that yet. We don't know the answers to this yet.
All right, so let's we don't have a ton of time. I got to jump off at 10. Anybody want to go? Anybody feel bold here and you'd say, hey, this is my first iteration, knowing that this is going to change. And that, just like to bang on and get some feedback from other folks.
I'll go.
Go for it, Michael.
Again, it's the first thing of this, so just trying to get some stuff out there. I get hung up But I'm a driven problem-solving leader, helping others and myself find solutions with empathy, understanding, and integrity to benefit their businesses and goals.
Like it. Cool. Yeah. And again, it's not going to be so specific where it's like, oh, it applies to this. It's an overarching, right? Because we're going to work on the passions and the vision and the goals and all other stuff. That's going to get the granular. So this is like the guiding, I'm going that way, I'm going that way.
And there's things in there, again, it's like instead of sitting there doing it for 20 minutes and, there's parts of that I'm seeing like in some of the solution finding is just, again, that negotiation, working with people, that understanding, bridge building, a lot of that, and finding out where to get to.
Great. Yeah. I like it. Cool. Any feedback from Michael?
Now I'm looking to change mine a little bit because that was really good and mine is like not at that level. So that was, in my opinion, that was really good.
Thank you.
I definitely like the values that you included, the empathy, the understanding, and integrity. That's good.
Cool. Yeah. And if we had the time, we would, get our value words, everything out, and throw them on the table that we can glean from. And this is going to evolve over time. So this is draft 1, version 1 of your first statement. As we go through the next couple of weeks, as you apply the passions and the values, like, oh yeah, I need to change that. We're going to tweak this a little bit more and help inform what this overarching statement is. So don't worry if you're not there yet. Don't worry at all. All right, who wants to go next? Come on, be bold.
Yeah, I've just taken maybe a revised approach. I think this was almost in an outline format. I didn't quite make it to the sentence, but I can read through it. Looking at the previous slide. So just answering those questions that were on the left first. So I'm a husband, father, creative solution seeker. I befriend, I study, I practice, I fail, and I try again. I endure, I solve. And I do that for family, for friends, coworkers, and management teams that I'm report to. They need me to find solutions, and they're changed by me providing the solutions that they need.
Okay, great. So let's debulk it and get it down to the essence. Like, what is, I create efficiency and purpose and whatever it is for other people so that they can whatever else like that, right? So see if you can't find the essence in that. I think you've got a lot to work with.
Yeah.
And it's like better too much than too little. So all you got to do is start paring it down and taking concepts and saying, instead of reporting to, because that's very specific.
Yeah.
It's the broader thing. It's like, what is the broader? So if you were to say that, how would you summarize some of this?
I think rather than management teams, for trying to think of how I would position this professionally, I do that for companies. It's a service that I can provide to them. It's providing solutions, answers to their questions, but yeah, not management teams specifically, but companies.
Great. Companies are decision makers, right?
Yeah.
Even at a higher level, or people with who are an authority or something else like that. So you're fueling other people, and the world needs that, right? Not everybody could be the CEO. They need other people that are going to give them the data and the information and stuff where they can make good decisions, right? I'm not a CEO. I will never invent the iPhone either, but I think I can make it better, right? So I'm a facilitator. I can take something and make it better. I'm an editor, a rebuilder, and stuff like that. But I am not going to be your Steve Jobs or Bob Iger. Cool. All right, Ross or Kaza, when do you guys jump up?
I'll go.
Cool.
Just a quick question before I do go. Usually, how long should a purpose statement be?
The shorter and more succinct, the better, right? Because this is like you go to it, you don't have to like go It's like it is really just a, why am I here? What good are you doing here on Earth, right? And how do you want to? What do you want your legacy to be?
Okay.
As succinctly as possible, right? And we are diverse to human beings with a lot of interests and abilities and skills. But the driving purpose for you being here is this.
So I think I need to add more skills in all of what you just said, because I don't think I have that in it yet. But I came up with, I will strive to live a life of honesty and integrity and to be the best version of myself in my career with my family, friends, to know that I've had a positive impact on my loved ones.
Good. Okay. So no, I will. My purpose is, or I blank, I am. So take out the will. And then
Okay.
if you can get a little bit more specific on what that impact is,
Okay.
right? To enlighten others, to embolden others, to make them understand something, to live happier, you know, whatever it is, like something like that kind of gets into like the why.
I'll come up with some. Yeah, I'll come up with some
Yeah.
as to the reasons, and then I'll put it in.
And as for all the other stuff, the skills and the goals, and all, remember, we're going to do that later, right? So
Okay.
we're going to break out a lot of this into, you're going to have a lot more detail, but this is the point of the arrow, right? This is going to be what pierces and penetrates and like, you know, is what brings it all to a head. It is the top of the pyramid, right? And you've got everything else below it. So what is that capstone? Cool. Ross, what you got, man? Are you on mute?
Yeah, I was on mute. Apologize. Okay. I really struggle with this. So I said that I'm a creative and artistic person that uses my skills to help individuals solve problems and create environments or solutions that bring people joy.
Okay, that's not bad. And it's again, it's like, so you're bringing people joy, you're creating environments. I think that's the key right there, is you're creating something. You're creating what is that? You know, so environments. And you're right, because you're talking about designing and everything else. You're creating worlds for other people. I think you're further along than you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
Yeah. So you see, it's like, let's have an action verb, or my purpose is, and then action verb. It's like, you want to like, okay, what is that action that you're doing? What are you bringing to the world, and how are they benefiting? Right. And maybe again, people, could be planet, could be environment, could be animals. We all have different purposes. All right. So what are we gonna do next? We're gonna go out there and we're gonna think about this more and revise it. Yeah, revise it daily, right? And just, you know, make sure you're reflecting on it and thinking it through. And I, like I said with mine, you know, I've plucked out certain words here and just replaced them. You know, it used to be, I lead people through the darkness into the light. Well, what the hell does the light mean? Right. And I was like, well, they're personal truths, right? And even that, I'm not sure if it's deep enough to like, what does that mean? Their personal truth, right? And it's just like, you know, living authentically, being really clear on their meaning. And I'm still struggling with that a little bit myself. But teaching is big for me, right? So coaching is great. I'm actually a better teacher than I'm a coach. Coaching helps you to see what you have inside. Teaching gives you new concepts and ideas and things you didn't know before. It enlightens, it educates. And for me, I think, you know, my anger, all right, is I hate entitlement, lack of self-awareness, inconsideration, inefficiency. These things just annoy the shit out of me, right? So I feel if I can help connect people to their higher selves, a lot of that would go away. You know, people aren't going to throw trash out the window when they're running down the highway if they realize that, you know, they're not doing the world any good. It's not making it somebody else's problem. It's like, oh, you know what? I'm here to help other people as well. So their higher self is like, I'm here to connect with others, and we're all here to serve one another so we can live our highest good. And so in the end, what I want to promote is I want people to feel like out of conflict and out of strife, because if they're in ease and flow, they don't want to hurt other people, right? Most people act out because they're in pain. You know, they had traumatic experiences early in their life. So they're not living in ease and flow because they really don't know who they are, and they've been kind of just directed by a whole bunch of people who were, you know, entitled and, you know, inconsiderate and everything else. It's like, so if you get away from that and really figure out who you are and how you're connected to this life, you're going to live more at ease and flow, and you're going to do more good for the world. So that's kind of where I am going with that, just so you can see my mind process, or how I thought about this. And again, it's not, I don't feel it's finished, but it's closer than it was. All right. So next we're going to work on his passions. And so that'll be next week, but I want to start next week with this. I want to come back and I want to, you know, spend the first part of the call just going over what everybody's got and help each other refine the stuff and to figure out, you know, am I close? Do I have a lot more work to do? Or, you know, does this feel right? And feel into it, you know, use your intuition and so forth, you know, and just like feel into, ask people around you, you know, how they see you and what they think your purpose is, just to get some feeling from what other folks from third party perspective and how you're showing up. Questions about this stuff?
One does come to mind. So when we're writing these statements out, I know we want to do, you know, I am or I do. and you know, using an example, do we want to, well, I guess the question is, do we want to do this on what it is that we currently do in our roles now, or what we would like to be doing? So I'll use the digital design as an example. And I mentioned that it's a bit of a hobby. I'm not doing that professionally. I'm barely doing it as a hobby.
Yeah.
If I try to focus that and say, I do this, I'm not actually doing that. So do I want to then focus it more on the actual work that I am doing and the successes that I'm finding?
So looking at the definitions, where would that fit?
I was thinking under purpose. So when we're
looking at the other definitions, do you think it would fit better somewhere else?
Probably.
What do you guys think?
Passion.
That sounds like a passion.
Passion. Yeah.
Passion and vision too, right? What do you envision yourself doing?
Yeah.
You know, like being, having. The purpose again is, this is why I'm here. It's not a role you're playing. It is just your reason for existence. It is the overarching. It is the umbrella, right? So again, when we're doing this, remember, it's kind of it's a little grandiose, right?
Yeah.
It is not specific in the terms of the roles or anything else. It's like, you know, what lights you up. And again, here's a question to make sure it's really pointing in the right direction. What do you want your legacy to be? And when you realize that it's not any specific role, it is what you left behind. That's how you change the world, maybe even just a little bit. You know?
That helps. Yeah, that's good.
And I think what I've learned from Mark so far though too is like that you take that, you can put under that bigger purpose lots of different, like the passions and stuff, and just find out where to link them and how they fall in. So, you know, where I said it's finding solutions for businesses and goals, like there's a lot that can go under that, but that's like kind of the overarching thing where I feel comfortable and like what I, as a general thing, feel like good at and what I'd like to continue doing.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and it is feeling. It's feeling into it. It's more feeling than anything else. And don't overthink it. You know, go into your gut, into your heart, and pull that out. Don't go into your head. Like Miss Miyagi. Not here, right? So I put the link to this deck in the chat. Go ahead and go to that. I think I made you guys editors, which isn't good because don't be changing stuff.
What chat are we talking about?
Oh, in the chat box, if you go below and you see a little, it says
chat,
bottom line. There's a link, and if you click that link, you get into the document. So if you go back, it's like, what did he say about that? You know, what were the questions or what was the definitions? Now you have the reference. And I'm going to fill in the other portions as we go through them, the passions and everything else. But this, you know, let's really focus on the purpose for this week.
Mark, I don't know if it's for every. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. For the purpose statement, it's to have a successful purpose statement, we would have to hit all the definitions, right?
Again, you know, don't it is a creative effort, right? So don't say that it's got a model like this. You can write it however you want, but at the end of the day, it has to feel like, yeah, this informs of me of why I am here.
Okay.
Right. And I don't care like how you write it. It's just like, but give me an overarching statement that like can be used. Like, so if I do this, yeah, that would fit my purpose, right? So if I coached careers, it would fit my purpose. If I coached on relationships, it would fit my purpose. If I was a school teacher, it would fit my purpose, right? And I can see that. If it was a construction worker, probably not, right? It's not driving where I want to be. So again, it's going to be my North Star, and it's going to be intuition based. It's what I'm feeling, why I'm here, And I try and capture that the best way I can. And we'll help you with it. Don't worry about it. We'll help you with it. I'll help you drive it down further. Today was just the introduction, the guidelines, and trying to give you some structure around this.
Hey, Mark, real quick, I don't know if this is the same for everybody else, but when I click that link, it says I have to request access.
Oh.
And so I requested it. It says request sent, but
Hang on a second. Let me go back there.
Same here, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I see what it says. It was restricted. Hang on. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Copy link. All right, let me give you a new, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Leave you. Okay, grab this one.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have the box checked that share with anybody. All right, guys, any other questions? No?
Thanks for doing this, Mark. This is great.
Awesome. Yeah,
I like a good
Just
approach.
appreciate it.
Just so you know, we'll do this every Tuesday, clarity. And then on Thursdays, we're doing branding, like what's your brand? What does that look like? And it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse and the branding stuff, but we can still, help you in terms of like what your value propositions are, how you're going to present yourself, that kind of stuff. Okay, cool.
Got it.
Awesome, guys. Good seeing you all. Thank you so much for your participation and, being honest and open. That's what we need in this group. And hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next Tuesday then on this.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great. Nice to meet
Bye.
you guys. Thanks, Mark.
You as well.